Hello, this is Tina. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to introduce JSX. Okay. JSX is JavaScript XML. It's a syntax extension for JavaScript that is commonly used in React to describe the structure and the elements of the user interface, which is basically the template of HTML. Because HTML is static, I want to be dynamic, okay? And a JSX kind of look like a template, HTML template, and you can refer to the variables. You can have the dynamic data being inserted, okay? So JSX allows you to write HTML-like code within JavaScript. Make it easier to define and render React components. We always talk about separation of concerns. Usually we're gonna have HTML, CSS, and our JavaScript code separated in the jQuery time, okay? HTML only define the structure of the UI, and the CSS is the look and feel, and JavaScript is for the behavior. React goes with another design idea, is all in JavaScript. Like HTML is in JavaScript, CSS is in JavaScript, JavaScript is in JavaScript. And the reason we have JSX is even though we can create all the UI interfaces with JavaScript code, like React DOM.create element, okay, but it's not really nice to work with, because if you do like that, it's similar. You are working with the real DOM API, like a document.create element. That's why we have JSX, okay. You can write HTML-like code within JavaScript. It has certain rules we will go over one by one, okay. And I'm going to discard, and then I'm going to exit from the mode and just have using the code. And all our code I'm going to put in our app.tsx. Okay. First rule is what? Don't use code when define JSX. So in our app.tsx, this part is what? This part is called a JSX syntax. Even though it looks like HTML, but it is not an HTML. First thing, don't use code. Let me add a code for this one. Yeah, my bad. Okay, add the code. Once you add code, it's already give you error, because this part is what? This part, when we add a code, is a JavaScript string. And this app we'll talk about later is called a functional component used in React. And for functional component, we must return JSX, okay? Not a JavaScript string. See here, its return type string is not a valid JSX element, because every JSX element eventually gonna become an object, virtual DOM object, okay? So here, don't use quotes. Quote will turn it into a string, so no quote, okay? Second one, let's go back. JavaScript expression to insert dynamic data, variables, expressions into the rendered content, curly brace, like this one, inside the JSX element, you cannot use statements. This one is what makes our HTML dynamic. Why it's called a template, right? This is because you can insert dynamic data. HTML itself is static, and this is make our content dynamic. Okay, take a look at it here. Suppose here, const I have a counter equals 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then how can I insert this data into here? Then you use curly brace. And I will show you another. Let's use a curly brace counter. Like a counter. This counter is referred to this variable. Now we will have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 define displayed on the page. This is using the curly brace refer to the variables. Okay, I'm going to do something. Okay, let me this parenthesis, it means grouping. Okay, I'll put it inside here. Okay, then here for this part, I'm going to have a paragraph like this one, counter. Now you will see counter 1, 2, 3 being displayed. Okay, no problem for here. And make sure inside the curly brace, you must give what? You must give expression, not statements. So here, what I mean, make a comment. Okay, curly brace, expression, not statements. What is expression? Suppose you can do what? You can do what's thing? 1, 2 plus 5. This is expression. See here? You can give 7, right? And suppose here, const sum, okay, equals number 1 plus number 2, and I will do is number 1 plus number 2. You have a error is a syntax, it's a TypeScript give warning. Okay, we have to give a type number, and here we have to give type is number. So now you can also do yes like this way. Paragraph, I will have a sum give 3, 4, like a call. This one is a function call, but don't add a semicolon, because if you add a semicolon, it's a statement. And this one is will produce a value. The value we'll treat it as an expression. Okay, so here we will get 7. See here, sum is also 7. This is called expression, not statements. How to make an expression? Expression what? All the values you put here can be held as a variable. So what I mean? So here, so for sum, okay, the const f value v1. See v1 equals what? This one, when we call this part can be held by a variable. Then you can put it v1 here. You know, this is called expression. Okay, so 2 plus 5 can also put it here, right? To be held by a value, you know, variable. Okay, so then you can put it in the curly brace. I'll put it back. Okay, like this way. Okay, this one you also can use the ternary operation, like a ternary, like a what it is, like a if it's true, no, if it's 7, 4 is true, and I will display true, see me on page. Okay, and otherwise not displayed on page. This is also he doesn't allow me to do like that. Hello, doesn't allow me to do. Let me sum 2 plus 6. Okay, like because in JavaScript I have a true C and a false C. Okay, but I don't know why this one don't allow me to do. Let me see. Okay. Oh, this kind of expression is always true C. Okay, fine. They give me a warning, but it works. See here. Okay, so you will see me on the page. Okay, see here, refresh. Just say okay, because I just want to have a demo purpose. Okay, that's why when we give this one, it's always true C. If I give 0, it's always a false C. You know, it's always false C, not a display on the page. Okay, so this is a ternary operator. You can also use like this way, like true, like I will define a variable here. Okay, const is active equals true. Okay, then here I can do like this one. Yes, active true, see me on page. If is active, yes, true. Okay, so this one you will see me on the page if you active true. Because my active true, so you will see me on the page. But if my active is false, you won't see. Okay, so is active false, you won't see that I see me on the page anymore. Okay, this one used quite a lot, like to mount a component on mount, use a lot. Okay, now we finish about the curly brace. Okay, to insert dynamic data. Make sure it's an expression, not statements. Like you cannot put an if-else statement inside the curly brace. You cannot put a for loop inside the curly brace. No. Next one, class name. Attributes to set a CSS class. Suppose now we have a class we call app.css. Okay, we create a file called app.css. Now the class, let's call container. Okay, container. I'm going to have a background color. How about it? Which is pink. Okay. Because I'm lady, okay, that's why it's pink. So how can I apply this class inside our here? So first thing we have to do is import the CSS. How to import? The same as the regular way. Import app, not a capital. Make it to be Chinese now. app.css. Okay, app.css, and also make sure what? Make sure this React app env.ts is here. Okay, if we don't have here, you're gonna have errors. After app here, we use class name. Okay, to refer to the class name container. Don't use the class. Okay, use the class name here. And then go back. We'll see our page is pink now. Don't use class. If we use class here, we'll see a warning. See here, it's already gives our. See here, it's not a symbol. And if you are not using TypeScript, here you will see a warning. See here. Oh, this is a warning. Do you mean class name? Not a class. The reason why I use a class name, because class is a keyword inside the JavaScript to define class. That's why they use the class name instead of class. Okay. So this one is to refer, apply for the class using class name instead of class. Okay. Inline style. Using a style attribute to set an inline syntax. Suppose we can do, let's try one. Suppose for this head, okay, I want to add a style for text color. The syntax is like this one. First, you give a curly brace. And for the style, for the CSS, you have what thing? Property and value, like color red. So here you have to use an object, which is a color. Color is what? Color is red. This is first curly brace, which refer to the data, and the second insert the data. Second curly brace refer to the object. Object gonna have a key value property for style. Okay, that color is red and other things. See here, you're gonna have color red. This is for the inline style. Here you will see two double curly brace. Okay, two. They are different. Okay, and then next one. Only one top-level element. All elements within a JSX expression must be wrapped in a single parent element. And this is easier for React to easily find the root of each component. Because eventually everything is gonna be a tree structure, and if you have multiple roots, it's hard to find which one belongs to which one, you know. So only single root. What is single root? Suppose here, in the return, I have div here, right? Now, if I have a sibling of this div, I call h2. Hello? You will immediately see the error. TypeScript will see error. Because, see here, what did it say? JSX expression must have one parent element. That's why here, you can only one. Okay, so in the return, see here, everything H1 paragraph, it's under the div single root element. Okay, single root. If you have multiple, you're gonna have errors. Go to slides. Master curve closing tag. Okay, what is master curve closing tag? See our code. If this paragraph, I don't have closing tag, immediately see error. See here. Unterminated JSX context. Okay, and let me add a BR. You know, BR. HR is also fine. Like here. H1 is called a void element, and when I don't have a closing tag for that, you will see same error, unterminated JSX content. You must terminate, even though this one is valid in HTML, but not valid inside the JSX, which is in React. Okay, you either like a self-closing, which is normally we will do, okay, or you just have look like an opening tag, closing tag like this way. It's the same, okay, but usually for void element, we will do self-closing like this way. Okay, must have closing tag, otherwise have error. The first letter of the tag, if it's a lowercase, see here in the JSX, all of these tags here is a lowercase. Okay, lowercase. If it's a lowercase, it will be translated into HTML element with the same tag name. If you couldn't find it in HTML, throw error. See here. When we render the, see here I have div h1 paragraph hr. Eventually all of them is going to turn into what? Let me refresh. Okay, it's going to turn into HTML elements. See here in the div I have class container h1 paragraph, right? I have paragraph hr. So eventually all of them, if we start with a lowercase, it's going to turn into HTML tags. But if I have a lowercase, I couldn't find it in HTML. In HTML, we don't have a tag called ABC. Then you're gonna throw error. See here, property ABC does not exist in intrinsic elements, which means doesn't exist in HTML. That's why I have error. You have error here, okay? That is this one. And if it's uppercase, React will render the component. If no component, throw error. You already see one, which is here. See here. In the index.tsx, here I render what? I render app. What is this app? It's referred to this functional component. So it's going to be rendered this one, okay? It's going to be rendered, this entire thing is going to be rendered here. Let me give another example. We'll talk about the functional component soon, okay? New file, I'm going to call, how about a counter? Okay, start with TS. Usually we start with capital, okay? And for component, must export the default function. Must start with capital, because if not a capital, if it's a lowercase here, then it will trying to say, oh, do I have this tag in HTML, right? In HTML, don't have a counter tag, definitely. So here I will turn like a h2 inside the counter, okay? Very simple one. And then I'm going in my app, I'm going to import it. Import, what's the import counter from counter. Okay, then this counter is to refer to this function counter, okay? And then I'm going to do is here, I'm going to have a counter, which is capital. So if it's a capital, it will trying to see, oh, do I have a component, function component called counter? Okay, and here is function. This start with capital case, and inside we will have return what? Return JSX. This will be a functional component, and then you will see a counter gonna be displayed. See inside a counter. Okay, and if I refer to another thing, okay, let's do another capital. My component. As you can see, I don't have a component called my component. It was through error. See here, my component is not defined. He is looking for our defined my component. Couldn't define, through error. Okay, and we'll talk about this function component more. Okay, so if it's started with a lowercase, it will turn into HTML, and HTML tags. If you cannot find the tags, gonna throw error. And if it started with a capital case, it will looking for a function component. Okay, if cannot find, throw error. Last one, comments. Use syntax below, like the multi-level comments, HTML comment and support. Okay, so if I want to make a comment like this way, this is a comment. Okay, and you want to see inside the page. See here, you only see inside page, and here you also gonna see it. Inside count, I didn't see anything after it because that's a comment. So now we finish all the syntax about JSX. Okay, now let's do a exercise. The exercise is what? Create a page display a list of locations which store in the array. So suppose I have a fruit in a string like equals banana, apple, orange. I want to have some syntax, JSX syntax here, which gonna display like this list. You can pause the video, okay, try to do by yourself and see if it works. Now I'm going to continue, okay. So continue, I'm going to have a new file called JSX exercise, okay, TSX, okay, and I have export, default, I just do like this way. Okay, we'll talk about the syntax functional component soon. Okay, if you don't know familiar about this one, you can just put everything in the app, exercis. Okay, and then I'm going to have a fruit going to have a apple, banana, okay, banana, and let's have another orange. Okay, now here return. The first thing I'm going to do is show you is here I'm going to have a div. I'm going to just have a fruit here, and when we just have fruit, what's going to happen? First, I'm going to import in our app, okay, because this is our root component. If you don't understand what is functional component, just bear me a moment. We are going to cover very soon, okay? And here, JSX exercise, and we only care about this one now. So inside here, you will see what? You will see everything is displayed: apple, banana, orange, but no space, right? And what we expect, just to have a UL represent everything, right? So what we can do is what? Oh, you display everything one by one, just for a tag, text, right? Then I can do what? I can do, yes, here, I will have a fruit. Then here, I can use a UL. Inside UL, I'm going to do a thing, which is a fruit dot map. Map will get each of the element, each of the fruit, right? For each of the fruit, I will turn into a li, and which you have what thing? Which you have f. Okay, which have f. This one is for each element: apple, banana here, orange here. So eventually gonna have a list. So here, eventually gonna have list. So you have apple, banana, orange, but you're gonna have warning here that each key in the list should have a unique key property. We're going to, when talk about diffing, we'll talk about later. Okay, this is for tuning the performance. And here, how to fix it? I'm going to have a key. The key I'm going to use f, which is the value of each element. And after I do, you want to have the warning: apple, banana, orange. So this is our lesson about JSX syntax. Okay, make sure you practice by yourself after the video. Okay, so that's it for this video, and see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.